In this review we are interested in having things on a firm foundation, and this model is just the machine for the job. It is, and remember this because you may be tested later, an ABI MobilRam TM1316SL and a pile driving and extracting vibrator MRZV20VV on a carrier which is an SR30T. After saying all that, the parts are just about out of the box, and included with this model is an instruction sheet, and it describes the main assembly of the handrails and the vibrator. For the assembly we need to first bring the machine onto site, and as you can see it makes a good load for a suitable truck. The giant hand crane helps to get it off the truck, and then we can begin to assemble it ready for action. Firstly we need to raise up the telescopic leader mast, and there are a couple of stiff hydraulics which control it. Once we've got it raised we can then move on to fitting on the handrails. These provide safety for people working on the top of the body, and it's good that these parts are removable because it means you can make a realistic transport pose. The various handrail pieces fit into preformed holes, and the fit is nice and tight so they don't wobble about. Once the last piece of handrail is fitted we can then move on, and we just need to mount the vibrator. That's nice and easy, it just slides onto the leader, and then you clip it onto the hose connector. Cranes Etc. has made over 1,000 reviews and reports, so if you like what we do, please support us and help us continue by making a pledge via Patreon. The link is on the screen and in the video description, and in return for your support you can get various rewards including news, early access, discounts and other benefits, and know that your support will keep us going. Starting underneath, the detailing is fairly simple, but the metal tracks are nice and robust. The sprocket drive is a tough plastic, and the track frames do not have working rollers but are nice steps. Although it makes a good transport load, it's a pity that the platform outside the cab is fixed and not foldable, and looking at the back the counterweight is nicely formed, there's sharp graphics and an exhaust pipe. There's a metal guard on the cab roof, and one of the highlights is the various non-slip textures. The handrails are nice and solid looking because they are metal, and there's a nice soft bank of hydraulic hoses which adds to the look. The hydraulic ram jackets are plastic with a good colour match, and the leader mast is nicely modelled. The vibrator is also very good with some nice surface detailing. Moving to the top of the mast there are graphics, and it's good that cables have been added. The hydraulics are good, and there's a non-functioning winch. Out on the Cranes Etc. test site we'll take a look at the crawler tracks first, and they rotate reasonably well by hand. There's a fair bit of friction so they won't turn on a smooth surface, but one thing that will rotate is the machine, and rock solid with no tilting. As we've already seen, the movement of the mast is very good, so it would appear you can get accurate poses just like the real machine. A feature of the machine is that the leader is telescopic, and when you extend it upwards the vibrator goes up with it. Conrad has done a very good job with this modelling, and the telescopic mechanism works very well. As you see here, if you pull up the top of the leader you can achieve a decent height. And you can also get high with your vibrator. Of course this type of machine really needs some sheet piles to put in. So here we've got some 1 to 50 sheet piles, and the model poses well with a load of sheets. It has been very many years since the last model of an ABI piling rig, and Conrad has made some very worthwhile updates to this version. It has a more modern look and feel with some reasonable detailing, and also the functionality is pleasing. So if you like foundation machines, this one is very good.
you.